let's get in positions, everyone. Camera 1 into a 2-second pre-roll. Camera 1, track left. Oh, good luck. Watch your focus, Alice. We're on the air.
Kids wanna know. Kids wanna know. Kids wanna know.
Thanks for joining us back here on Kids Wanna Know. You know, after a day of donating blood, they said we're supposed to have snacks, and what better kind of a snack to have than pizza, right? But kids want to know, how is pizza made?
Yes, sir, can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like a double cheeseburger, please.
You're talking funny talk.
Okay, actually, I'd like a pizza if that's possible. You guys serve pizza here?
We sure do. What kind for you?
Can I get, I just need a small. And is it possible to get half with pepperoni?
Half the pepperoni?
And the other half with, gosh, if I could, do you like vegetarian?
Yeah, I actually,
You do like vegetarian?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah? Okay, vegetarian, please.
Check the class.
Actually, you know what? Do you like everything? Yeah, he likes everything. Can we get everything on half of it?
Combination?
Combination on half, and just plain pepperoni on the other half.
Now that was pretty simple. You ask for a pizza and bam, it magically appears, right? Wrong. Actually, the whole pizza process starts earlier in the day. The base, the starting point, the cornerstone of a pizza is its crust, which comes from making dough. Spike here, named for obvious reasons, is one of their fastest dough makers. He starts out by mixing up the dough in a big bowl. The gooey stuff is made from
flour, yeast, molasses, salt, water, a little bit of oil.
stirred, twisted, turned over, and mixed up until it gets a nice, smooth texture. Now we could make one giant monster pizza with this glob of dough, or we could do what most pizza parlors do. Cut it into smaller pieces of equal size. Spike's cutting up large ones right now and weighing them out, but most places will have mediums, smalls, personal size, and they make itty-bitty ones for little kids. They must not know the same kids I know who can eat a large pizza for an appetizer. Once they're cut up, they're rolled into balls.
Get all the air pushed out as fast as possible. Make it into a nice, tight, round ball and close up the bottom. Make sure it's, that way there's no air and it doesn't rise as much. The less air there is, the less it rises. The more air, it'll bubble up. We put these into the walk-in inside containers, inside dough containers for about 4 or 5 hours a day. So that way the dough is always fresh and it doesn't rise as much and it doesn't expand or blow up really high. And then we're done right here with the dough.
My stomach's telling me it's starting to get close to lunch and time to flatten out the dough. That's where Steve comes in, ace tosser and shaper. He's got to take one of those round balls and form it to fit one of these trays.
This is flour, okay? Just a regular basic flour. This helps it so it's not as sticky as if you were to try to toss it without. Okay, when it's still a little bit moist and the condensation from the walk-in makes it really sticky, so you need to stick something on there.
Now let me get this straight. You stick something on there to make it not stick. You figure it out.
First off, what we do is when we toss is we flatten it out and we push the air bubbles out.
And if we remember back to our childhood, we know what those bubbles can do.
So when it rises, basically it's almost like a loaf of bread, and get it nice and round and put a crust, which many people have different styles. I prefer to squish it, then put the dough on the ends to make it an even round circle. This next step is tossing it, slap tossing, which works with some of the laws of physics. If it's perfectly round, when you toss it, and the edges are the same weight, it's going to pull from the center, completely be a circle. We use this thing, it's called a docker, okay? And this is just another precautionary step as to make any remaining bubbles come out when it starts to cook in the oven, because if you have a big bubble in the center, basically when it's cooking, it'll puff out and all the toppings will go out to the side, so you have a big hole in your pizza.
The yeast and sugar inside the dough rises and gives it a nice smooth surface with crust, all ready to be worked in like a beautiful Picasso painting.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Small, half pepperoni and half combination. Put some sauce on there. Okay, put some of this on there. Sausage. top it off with some cheddar cheese. At this point, it goes into the oven.
It takes about 6 minutes to go through this kind of oven once you find a place to put it. Pizza is one of the most popular foods there are, but it gets a bad rap from some who think it's not a healthy enough food. I guess it kind of depends on what kind you eat. Meats like sausage, pepperoni, and salami sure taste good, but they're heavy on the fat content. Vegetables and fruits like pineapple, onions, peppers, tomatoes are more healthy, and combined with the cheese and bread from the crust give you a pretty balanced meal.
And this is how we make a pizza.
Bon appetit!
Wait a minute, you almost forgot. The most important part about making a pizza is afterwards, when you get to eat the pizza.
Sorry, Chris, you're gonna have to wait till you do a Kids Want to Know on how to eat a pizza first. Pizza! Pizza! I want my pizza!